Hi everyone, my name is Wendy and I will be sharing with you a few moments to talk about Cacao Ceremony. And for those of you who have a cup of cacao prepared, we can go ahead and do this together, go on a little journey for a few minutes. I'm so happy to be spending this celebration because Earth Day is a celebration with you guys in spite of what's happening around the world. I'm confined at home. It's my fourth, fifth week at home. I can't remember. But yeah, social distancing doesn't mean social isolation. So I'm so grateful for these online circles that are popping up, and also thank you for having me today. Sharing sacred cacao is one of my is my vocation and my passion. So before anything else, I'll invite you to take your cup, and of course we'll have more time to talk about what this is all about afterwards. If you don't have any cacao ready, just imagine you have a cup in front of you. So we'll be playing with imagination a little bit. I'll ask you to maybe put your serious adulting thinking mind aside just for a few moments and just come into this energetic space with me. Um, Allow yourself to be childlike, to connect to your inner child. So to let go of judgment, self-judgment, judgment of perhaps this ceremony if it's new to you. Uh, Keeping an open mind, trying something new. This is the moment, if ever, to try something new. And Earth Day celebration is all about renewing, honoring, deepening our connection to Mother Earth. And what better than with a cup of sacred cacao, which is a gift, a symbol of abundance and heart opening medicine from Pachamama, from Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. So again, let's just start connecting to our cacao before I go into my little talk. Bring your cup or your imaginary cup towards your heart center, located in front of your chest. Find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Coming with me into the space, creating a bubble of light, sacred space that's safe to transform, to heal, to feel. Allow your breathing to deepen, breathing through your nose. Focusing on your nose and on your cup. And setting an intention to receive the blessings from Spirit of Cacao, who's with us at every cacao ceremony. Through the cacao we connect to Mother Earth. And with your next exhale, imagine roots, tiny roots coming from the base of your spine, just going down further through the layers of the earth, the crust and the aquifers and the rocks and the beasts, in all directions until it reaches the very center of the earth. And feeling deeply connected, supported, inhaling in everything we need. Mother Earth will provide. And in return, we send her our love, our devotion. Coming back to our heart center, imagine it glowing green, a green light encompassing your cup of cacao. Your cacao is also glowing We're raising our vibration here and grounding at the same time. And the next exhale, imagine from the top of your crown branches sprouting out in every direction, reaching for the sun, reaching for the sky. Taking in all this prana, this life force energy from the sun, and feeling connected to the sky, to the earth, feeling supported by the four directions. East, the sun rises, and south, where we ground, west, where we connect, north, where we direct our thoughts and focus. Now you can gently open your eyes and take a sip. That's just so yummy. So take your time drinking your sacred cacao medicine. So where were we? Before I go into what is Cacao Ceremony and how it can help us in celebrating Earth Day and also help us in easing anxiety coming from not only quarantine and virus, but anytime. I've been using sacred cacao for 2 years now, and it's been helpful. It's a heart-opening medicine, yeah? And so when our heart starts to open, there's less room for fear, there's less room for anxiety, okay? So before we get into that, a little bit of background about myself. Again, my name is Wendy. I'm a teacher. I've been based in Cebu for almost 7 years. I'm originally from Manila, but I grew up in Europe and the United States. And 5 years ago, I discovered energy healing in the form of Reiki. So I've been practicing and teaching as well for the past 4 years. I'm also yoga, certified yoga instructor. But I combine Reiki with everything. So I discovered sacred cacao ceremony at a retreat in 2017 in Luzon, Wisdom of Roots retreat that I attended. And I hadn't felt such a great shift in my subtle bodies ever since Reiki, which I had taken 2 years prior. And so I took a course, I sought guidance, I found guidance, and started serving into the community. I had a center here in Cebu for 2 years, the Gasho Center. I'm hoping some of you are familiar with it if you're from Cebu. So I started serving cacao in 2018, April 2018, so 2 years ago. And it has been such a transformative medicine in the community. A lot of people in the community are using it as a practice, a daily practice. So this is the beauty of it. It's a wonderful connector. I use it in circle before an activity, whether it's a movement like yoga or whether it's more of an going inwards like a meditation or some sort of workshop like shadow work or something like that. But it's also very powerful as a daily practice. And so we'll come to that later with how it can help with anxiety. And so cacao has been used for a very long time. It was considered a food for the gods in Mesoamerica during the Aztec and Inca periods, and they would also use it as currency. So it was served in gold cups and so on, and so it kind of fell out of practice until not so long ago in Central America. If it was Guatemala, I think, or Costa Rica, where Keith, who's considered the cacao shaman, had a visit. So he's a teacher there. He's an energy worker there. And he had a visit from the spirit of cacao, who gave him very clear instructions and gave him a mission, which was to revive this practice, bring it to the West, and so the rest is history. And cacao ceremonies are being practiced pretty much all over the world. I joined one recently in Ireland, which was really fun, online, of course. And I've been doing my own online as well. So yeah, it's considered to be a feminine energy in terms of plant medicine. So it allows you to really connect to your heart center. And at the same time, it's a way to reconnect with nature, with Mother Earth, whom we're celebrating. In a sense, we're bringing her into our homes, into our systems, right? It's a fruit from the earth in that sense. And so, not to talk so much about the virus, we've definitely society as a whole has been just disconnected with the planet. And so for me, it's actually a really crucial Earth Day, because more people are being called to wake up. Otherwise, they're going to have to succumb to anxiety or mental illness. And so any practices that are available to us, whether it's being more mindful of what we eat, how is it impacting the planet and the animals, to how we breathe. And a lot of people still practice shallow breathing. And then how we find quiet time, where a lot of us are stuck in quarantine, most of us. And so drinking a cup mindfully, taking your time without doing something else, starting there, or incorporating it with maybe your morning ritual, is it's a good time to start with that. Yeah. So in terms of plant medicine, it's interesting because here in Cebu, cacao sequate is very traditional, and I didn't know that because I'm not from here. And I didn't know that when I started practicing cacao ceremony until the community said, "Well, my grandma does that, and she always serves that." And so not only is it a beautiful way to connect to your heart center, to the energy of love and connectedness and surrender and collaboration, but it's also connecting with the culture of this land and with our ancestors, our grandparents, the history of this land. We're reclaiming what was ours. This is not something that colonialism brought, in the same way they brought Christianity, for example. Yeah. Well, in a sense, they did, because the galleon trade brought it. But what I meant by that is, it's not a Spanish sequate is not a Spanish practice in the way it is here, the way it is practiced here. They have their own chocolate with churros and stuff. Okay, so what else did I want to say about cacao ceremony? So plant medicine I first started with cacao, and then I also use now tobacco as a way to clear the upper chakras. So tobacco is actually a very, very powerful master plant if we use it with intention, if we use it correctly. Of course, when we think of tobacco, we think of those industrialized cigarettes. And that's not how we use tobacco in healing, in plant medicine and shamanism. But back to cacao. So if you've never prepared your own cup and you're based here in Cebu, you're in luck because there's a lot of different options available in terms of 100% pure cacao. So there's several ways to prepare your cup. And again, I'm not done with mine. The fastest way is to boil the tablea in some water. So try not to make it boil. You don't want to cook it because it affects the plant, of course. What I did today was I chopped my tablea. So I measured 30 grams, which is a ceremonial measuring. I chopped it up and then I added little by little hot water. Just barely not boiling water until it made a paste. And then I added a little cinnamon, a little chili, cayenne pepper. And then I added a little more water, a little bit at a time. And then I sweetened it with agave. So sacred cacao for ceremony doesn't use any dairy products because the milk from the cow will inhibit the energetic properties of the cacao. But you're welcome to sweeten it, although originally it's a bitter medicine. That's how I first got to drink it. It was a very dark, viscous, bitter medicine, and I wasn't able to finish it, as a matter of fact. But the little bit that I drank really affected my energy body. And so yeah, so that's basically it. And of course, as you prepare your cacao, do it with intention and just gratitude, and allowing yourself to already do it as a ritual. Okay, so let's see what else. Yeah, you can do it before your meditation. You can do it before your yoga practice. And just incorporate it in your day. And then I also teach cacao facilitation if you want to start doing it in a group setting. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to start any group activity. So the most I've served is maybe 50 during OMFES, Vegan OMFES. And everyone gets very, everyone gets very happy, actually. You can sense the energy shift. Yeah, so I encourage you to try this at home if you've never tried it. And if you have any questions about cacao, Cacao Ceremony, you can message me at Zara Windy on Facebook. That's ZARAHWINDY. And I still have the website from the Gasho Center, gashocenter.com. Yeah, GASSHO Center. And I have a few, like I said, online activities coming up. I have an online tarot class next week. I love to use tarot to connect to my intuition. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy your cacao. Namaste.